Hi everyone, welcome to my first attempt at streaming. Obviously, with some technical difficulties, I'm getting kind of a crazy start. My name's Kim Kanofsky and I'm a librarian at Willard Elementary School in River Forest, where I teach preschoolers through fourth graders. And not only am I the librarian, but sometimes I get to teach some technology portions in my day. And this past summer, I was able to teach two coding courses to different groups of students. And for my older students, a lot of what I was relying on were the lessons that were available on code.org. And so what I'd like to show you is a lot of the information that's available on code.org. So code.org is a nonprofit dedicated to expanding access to computer science in schools and increasing participation by women and underrepresented minorities. Their vision is that every student in every school has the opportunity to learn computer science. And they offer computer science lessons for students who are pre-readers through high schoolers. And honestly, even as an adult, I found this a really great course to take. I'm going to show you a little bit about their courses, but I'm really going to focus on the CS Fundamentals Express course that's available today. So to start, you'd go to code.org, and at the top, you see this Teach tab. So you'll click on Teach, and it'll lead you to the page for teachers with a list of course options. And again, the recommended courses, well, there's three different ways to start for your pre-readers. And then there's also a CS Fundamentals Express, which is the one I'm going to look at. One to start with for middle schoolers and one that's just for high schoolers. So if we click on this CS Fundamentals Express, it talks about how the audience is for ages 9 through 18. It takes roughly 30 hours, and even if you don't have any experience, it's okay to start here. The drawback is that it's English only, with like a lot of their stuff, but it is a wonderful course, so it is a great place to start. Now, what we're going to do to begin with is click on View Course. Now, you, of course, when you're working with students, should choose the course that's best for you and your students. This course that we're looking at is designed for high school students with little to no experience, but it offers a more advanced set of lessons to follow. And when we walk through this, it shows us that there's a warm-up, and then it goes into lessons about sequencing, and gives us several different lessons with several different puzzles, and then on to loops, conditionals, functions, variables, for loops, and so on, like sprites. And it even has an end of course project. It's an excellent end of course project, and I was looking at that the other day. When you click on View Course, you can see all these different puzzles and lessons, and many of them have videos to watch, and the videos have actually been quite helpful. And this very first one with the warm-up for Dance Party is one that's available for their Hour of Code. Now, Hour of Code is a way that they encourage people around the globe to at least try coding, even teachers and students who've never coded before. And Dance Party, when I was working on this both from Hour of Code last December and over the summer, has proven to be one of the most popular ones for students. They've really liked this. Dance Party will also always ask the students at the very beginning for an age. I'm older than 21, so I need to click that. And then after the video, it's going to walk them through a lesson. This spot over here is always going to be their play space where everything's going to run. The spot in the middle here, well, that's their toolbox where they find all the blocks that they can move. And the spot on the right is their workspace where they set things up. There are going to be instructions at the top that they can use, and it'll tell you exactly what to do. So let's have a dance party. Drag the Make a New block into the workspace and connect it inside the Setup block to create your first dancer. And then there's little light bulbs over here that you can always click for more information. Do you want a hint? Yes, you can ask for a hint. Sometimes it'll just tell you things like this level ends after 4 measures. And then you can always say less information. For all of these, there's going to be blocks. They're going to have a little bit of the code on them, but they're not going to be written in any specific kind of JavaScript or anything like that. You drag from the blocks from the toolbox and into the workspace. You should hear a click when it's in there. Sometimes there are drop-down parts that you can change. Sometimes you're not able to change those. Sometimes you can rename them. And sometimes you can kind of tell it to go into a different spot. So maybe I really want it at the top over here. And then we go back to this play area where we can hit run. And in Dance Party, you can actually select different songs here. So maybe you wanted Imagine Dragons Thunder instead.
Just a young girl,
and there's our first one.
I was uptight,
we set up the cast, made him dance, it's 4 measures.
Wanna leave my old life behind.
If it goes well, there's our little guy cheers, you've completed the puzzle. If not, you always have a chance to replay it, and you can continue on to the next section. So all the puzzles, you can see at the top here, it gives you a list of all the different puzzles. Now, again, there's always going to be more videos that show us other steps, which is a really nice thing. And then if I go back to where we were before at code.org and teach, and if I go back to where we were talking about our CS Fundamentals Express course, and I want to learn more, well, then I can find the lesson plans. And if I scroll down here, I can also find an entire CS Fundamentals curriculum guide. It's a wonderful curriculum guide, and it is actually 350 pages of lessons. Some of them are even unplugged lessons, and some are the courses A through F. So it actually gives us all these different lessons so that we can walk through them all with our students. So it's got the introduction, it's got everything in it. You can print out pieces if you'd like to. You can just use it directly online, which is really what I suggest because it's so long. I hope that this has helped you a little bit on deciding whether you wanted to try out code.org. If you have decided that this is something that you'd like to do, another thing that you can look at is their hour of code. And on the home page, code.org, you can always scroll down, and they always have a section here that's called Hour of Code. And you can learn about Hour of Code, about the Hour of Code, or even host an Hour of Code. And you can click on this Hour of Code here, and there's a lot of different parts. Dance Party is that very first one. Minecraft is a little bit trickier, so don't have your kids start there. But there's a lot of different ones down here. Star Wars is a great place to have young students begin, and so on. If you have more questions or you'd like to learn a little bit more about code.org, feel free to contact me. You can contact me through this channel, and hopefully I will be able to get back to you within 24 to 48 hours. Thanks for listening to this first stream, and hopefully I've answered a couple of questions about code.org for you.